Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing PodBlast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aitken from Narrow in the Field. And it's a Cheltenham Festival special from us today, and we've decided to tackle 4 of the handicaps set to run at this year's meeting, one from each day of the 2026 festival, starting with the Ultima on Tuesday, then the BetMGM Cup, formerly the Coral Cup, on Wednesday, followed by the Pertemps final from Thursday's card, and finishing with the County Hurdle on Friday. Some nice and easy races to pick apart there. So let's get stuck in, starting with the Class 1 Ultima Handicap Chase due off at 3:20 on Tuesday on day 1 of the 2026 festival. Currently Jaguar 5-1 favourite, Iroko is 6-1, Handstands 8-1, Martown, who won it last year, 10-1, Quebecos at 12-1, and Johnny Who at 14-1. Ben, can you start us off with the Ultima?
Yeah, morning, Tony. The Ultima, a race with some decent race trends at play to help us narrow the field. The 4 strongest ones I have from my set of 8 race trends for the Ultima would be 12 of the last 12 had between 2 and 5 seasonal starts. 12 of the last 12 winners had 6 or less previous career wins. 11 of the last 12 had 8 to 17 previous career starts, and 11 of the last 12 had 2 to 10 previous career handicap starts. Obviously, the final decks are not in at the time of recording this, but on a loose dig into the race, the following look likely to be strong on my own race trends. Johnny Who, Leave of Absence, Mayertown, and The Short Go. Johnny Who ran at the festival last year. He finished a neck second in the Cumure, chased the Daily Present. The two of them were 11 lengths ahead of the third come to line. Johnny Who followed up that Cumure run with a 5th in the Irish National on his final start of last season. He then finished 5th in the Beecher Chase on seasonal debut this season. Close 3rd in the Silver Cup at Ascot and a 5th in the Peter Marsh Chase at Haydock. I think he's been holding his form well enough, Johnny Who. He's running off £6 higher here than what he ran off in the Cumure last year, but I think that's still within range for him. And his trainer, John Joe O'Neill, he's got a decent record in Ultima. He's posted 3 winners and 4 others in the places. All of John Joe's winners were GB or Irish bred 7 to 9-year-olds with 3 to 5 runs in the current season and running off a break of 16 days or more. With those types in the Ultima, John Joe is 3 winners and 3 placed from 11 qualifiers. A couple also finished 5th and 6th, which tends to pay out come the day or when final decks are in the Ultima. And Johnny Who, he fits that John Joe profile, and he looks a potential player in this. Johnny Who, Leave of Absence is still relatively unexposed as a chaser after only 7 chase starts. Even more unexposed in handicaps. He's only got 2 previous handicap starts on his CV. He won his first handicap start at Newbury last March, then finished a close 2nd in the Silver Cup at Ascot last December, a neck ahead of Johnny Who. Leave of Absence then ran in the Grade 2 Denman Chase at Newbury last time out, where ultimately he was outclassed, probably unsuited by the heavy ground as well. So that 17 length defeat is easily ignored. It'll be much more comfortable at this level. If you look at Leave of Absence away from graded and listed level, you get a form line of 5 wins and 2 seconds from 7 starts. He's well worthy of consideration here. Leave of Absence. The Short Go for Henry de Bromhead. He finished 5th in this last year of a £6 lower mark. Not got too many miles on the clock for a 9-year-old. And he does go well over the Cheltenham fences. 4 placed efforts from his 4 starts. All those runs came over or around this trip, and 3 of the runs came in large fields, so he'll be well at home in the hustle and bustle of this 3-mile 1 contest. Over a trip and track and fences, he handles very well. The Short Go's not been seen since running 3rd at the Cheltenham December meeting, so good chance he's been targeted specifically at this race again. And the Short Go is probably one of the 3 that I've just mentioned that interests me the most right now. I thought 20-1 looked decent value. every chance he could run himself into place again over this track and trip he handles so well. So the short go is the one I'm looking at right now in the Ultima, Tony. What you got for the Ultima handicap?
Yeah, agreed. I like the short go, mate. He's on my short list, as is Johnny who I will be, I've already backed him, actually. Johnny Who's another with proper festival form, having finished second in the Kim Muir, as you said, Ben, here last March, and his overall Cheltenham record says he handles the place as well. So he's close third at Ascot in December, gives him solid piece of handicap and form, but Haydock last time was disappointing, probably by chance, and he was beaten favourite. He has the class to go well, though he still has to prove he can finish one off. 14-1 around for Johnny Who. And my other one that I've already played is Resplendent Grey. Has the right sort of profile here, Ben, for the Ultima. He's won a big field Sandown Handicap in the spring, ran second to Protectorat this season, and he does have festival experience after finishing fourth in the novices handicap chase here last March as well. And he's not a course winner, but he's gone well enough at Cheltenham to suggest that the track suits here, and his stamina looks solid. So 25-1 for Resplendent Grey, running into a place. Looks decent value there. The Ultimas always run at a strong, unrelenting gallop. Big fields forcing the pace from an early stage, and the uphill finish and 3 mile, 1 furlong trip. Turn it into a proper stamina test with sound, accurate jumping needed under pressure. It's all crucial, that, as well as they roll down the hill before that long climb to the line as well. So Resplendent Grey and Johnny Who for me in the Ultima. Onto the BetMGM Cup, the Old Coral Cup. It's a handicap over 2 miles, 5 furlongs, and we've got Stormheart at around 8-1. Beat the Bat is now a non-runner from this morning. He didn't make the 5-day decks. So we got Stormheart at 8. I started a joke at 10-1. Aberico Lord at 14s. The Passing Wife at 14s. And Katira also at 14-1. Yellow Clare as 14-1 as well, 16-1 bar. Those, Ben, what do you fancy in the MGM Coral Cup? MGM Cup.
I know.
There you go.
MGM Cup. It's going to take a while to get used to that name.
Horrendous.
But the race itself has been solid enough on the race trends. The top level of my trends for the race consists of the last 12 winners meeting the following 4 trends. Rated 153 to 138 on official ratings, 21 or less career starts, one of their last 5 starts, and the last 12 winners all recorded their last win over hurdles. There was about 80 entered in this when I was looking at it yesterday. Still a bit of guesswork going on as to who exactly is going to turn up today. But again, like the Ultima, I had a loose dig into the race, and the following are likely to be strong on my race trends. The Iberico Lord, the Passing Wife, and Katira, who I heard you mention there, Tony. They're all made the cut, haven't they? Iberico Lord, the Passing Wife, and Katira.
Yes. Let me have a look for you. Yeah. Let's have a look at those non-runners now. We have, who haven't made it, Beat the Bat, Fingalbridge, Indiva Blur, Kazansky, and Zanabad.
That's fine, because my other ones I had was Nurse Susan, who's also going to be strong on the race trends, and also Lucky Place and Celtic Dino. They're not too far off on the trends front either. Where we at? Iberico Lord. He had a bit of a strange career since he won the Greatwood Hurdle and Betfair Hurdle in the 2023-24 season. He followed the Betfair Hurdle win with a pulled-up run in the Champion Hurdle, where he was a long way outclassed. He then had a brief flirt with fences. He won on debut over fences, then fell 2 out on a second start, after which they reverted back to hurdles with Iberico Lord. Then he never got closer than 19 lengths to the winner in 5 starts, after which they decided to throw him up in trip to 2 mile 5.5 in the Lanzarote Hurdle, in which he won by a comfortable 4.5 lengths. I'm in 2 minds about whether that was the trip or his sliding handicap mark that was the catalyst for him winning the Lanzarote. But if it was the trip, then he is a player in this. So he's in my thoughts for just now. Iberico Lord. Katira very much looks like one that the Skeletons are plotting up for something. And they have successfully plotted their way a big handicap pot with her previously when they landed a big field handicap with her at the 2024 Aintree Festival. Interestingly, she was ridden by Nico de Boinville on her warm-up run prior to that Aintree win. And that's interesting because who rode her last time out at Ascot in the middle of February? Nico de Boinville. And that's the only 2 times de Boinville has ridden Katira. So there was plenty in the run at Ascot that suggested she was not in that race to be winning it. De Boinville held her up out the back and kept her wide throughout. So I'm very confident she wasn't in that race to win. She's going to get her prime conditions in the BetMGM Cup. Trips to 2 mile to 2 mile 5 at listed level and below, where Katira is 7 wins from 9 starts. That's all 7 of her career wins. I'd be no surprise to see the handbrakes released on the mare here. She's definitely one that's on my radar, Katira. In Nurse Susan, she's also trained with Skeletons. She was out of her depth in the Game Spirit Hurdle at Fontville last time out. She'll be happier back in this class level. She holds some decent form at Cheltenham. 2 wins and a 4th of 19 from her 4 starts. That 4th came in the 2022 Ryanair Mares Novices Hurdle behind Love Envoy. So she can handle the large field festival environment. Nurse Susan. She could be worth a closer look if she runs in this. She does have a few other entries. Nurse Susan. Celtic Dino, he's the last one I'll cover. He was last seen running in the Christmas Hurdle at Kempton behind Sergino. But Celtic Dino, he's not a grade 1 horse, so that 11 length defeat is probably better than it looks. He's better judged on his win over Alexia in the Welsh Champion Hurdle at the start of the season. He was given the Tizzard horse £7 that day. That one is now rated £21 higher and has won 3 of his 4 starts since and is going for the Champion Hurdle. So clearly that's a strong piece of form from Celtic Dino, and he is still unexposed as a handicapper. This would be only his 3rd run in a handicap. And Celtic Dino is one that is also on my radar. A tough one to have a concrete opinion on right now, but I'm going to plump for the Skeletons and Katira. Very much looks like they've been teasing her along for a big spring pot. It'll either be obviously here at Cheltenham or Aintree, but hopefully it's here at Cheltenham. So Katira for me just now, Tony. What are you thinking for the BetMGM Not Coral Cup?
Yeah, on Racing Live last week, we interviewed Dan Skelton, and he was asked to give one handicap horse, and he gave Katira, who was 40-1 at the time. That was last week on Wednesday, I think. And it's not 40-1 anymore, for obvious reasons.
It does not.
Yeah. With you there on Katira, obviously this is run over 2 mile 5 furlongs on the old course. Coral Cup I'm still calling it the Coral Cup. I still call the Hennessy, so MGM's got a long way to go.
If they want it to be called the Coral Cup, they should still be sponsoring it.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
That's what I see. I know what you mean, though. It's going to be hard not to call it that. But
I still call them Mackerson, mate. They roll into a relentless gallop tempo down the back, and then pressure rises from the top of the hill as it usually does, and the short running means rhythm and efficient low hurdling matter. Don't say that to Constitution Hill. The Yellow Clay I do like, brings class angle. He was second in a grade 1 at Cheltenham last March, and beaten only 3/4 of a length by the New Lion. So we know he handles the track and festival stage as well, the Yellow Clay. Since then, he's won a grade 1 at Naas and runs second in a grade 2 at Navan as well. And the question is the new trip, though, and in a rough handicap. But raw ability is obvious there, the Yellow Clay, for Gordon Elliott, of course. And next we've got Air of Entitlement, which needs a few to come out before we get in. Air of Entitlement for Henry de Bromhead has the proper... Now, I'm going against the trends here as well, Ben, because British trainers have a marvellous record in this, really well over the Irish, but I'm going for 2 Irish horses, Irish-trained runners in this. Air of Entitlement, proper Cheltenham box tick, because she won the Mares Novices Hurdle here at last year's festival, coming from off the pace to get up late. That course win gives her more appeal. than the bare recent form, which has been mixed. Recently, well beaten in a Leopardstown handicap at Christmas. Don't worry about that. But off 139 and back at the track, she clearly revels in and goes well on. She's not impossible to revive. And Air of Entitlement currently 50-1 in places there. So Air of Entitlement and the Yellow Clay for me in that BetMGM handicap. There you go. On to Thursday at 4:40, Pertemps. Oh, God. Pertemps final. Here we go. We love the Pertemps. We love the Pertemps.
Another tough race to dig into.
Yeah, just get some prices up, Ben. Here we go. Very quickly, Supremely West is 9-2. Sir Different is 9-1. Electric Mason 10-1. Manila Emperor currently 10-1. Ace of Spades at 12s. Importoir at 12s. And Melbourne Shamrock at 14. 16-1 bar those, Ben.
Yeah, I'd say tough race to dig into. Look at the last 12 renewals. Some strong kind of trends appear. I've got a set of 9 race trends for the Pertemps final, which 11 of the last 12 winners met. The top level of those trends I've got made up of aged between 5 and 9, 22 or less career starts, 6 to 14 hurdle starts, 10 or less handicap hurdle starts, and had previously run over at least 3 miles, but no further than 3 mile 1. Like the previous 2 races we covered, I had a loose dig into the race using my trends. The following look likely to be strong on the trends front: Manello Sixo, Red Dirt Road, and Classic King. Manella Sixo is one of 3 in the race for Gordon Elliott. Pertemps is a race he likes to target. He's won it 3 times, had 7 others place. Manello Sixo comes in to this off a close second at Nays last time out. Ran at the festival last year and finishing down the field in the Martin Pipe Hurdle. He does seem to handle this track all right, though, because he finished second in a novice hurdle at the 2024 October meeting, which actually is a decent piece of back form on Manella Sixo's CV. He was beaten by the Nigel Twiston-Davies trained Potter Charm that day. He's won multiple graded races since beating Manella Sixo, and there's enough in the Elliott horse's form to suggest he's still well handicapped off the 1-3-7 mark he runs from here. Manella Sixo. Red Dirt Road, he lines up here for the O'Neills. His chances would probably be enhanced by some rain. For all I think, he'd be fine on good to soft. He won the Heroes Handicap at Sandown last season by 8 lengths. He's struggled to match that 4 and 3 stars since, but it does mean he's slid back down the handicap, and he's able to run here off a mark just £1 above his Heroes Handicap win from last season. So from a handicapping perspective, there's definite positives for Red Dirt Road. And Classic King is the other I mentioned. He posted a decent effort at the October Cheltenham meeting, finished 4th over 2 mile 4. Didn't run as good on his next 2 starts at Newbury and then Wincanton, but he did all he needed to do at Wincanton. He secured a well-held 4th. That's all he needed to do to qualify for this. They've given him a break since that run, which was 76 days ago. And he does look best off a decent break period. His form off breaks of 31 days or more reads 3 wins from 11 compared to his form of shorter breaks, which is 0 wins from 7 starts. So a positive that he's been off since Boxing Day, and I think they'll have him primed and ready to go here. Classic King. It's one of those races that I definitely need to do plenty more digging into, but I'm going to throw my dart for the pod at Manella Sixo here. He's available around 20-1, 25-1 for this. So Manella Sixo for me for the Pertemps. Tony, what you got?
Yeah, it's a great race as well. I mean, we do mock it a little bit with the qualification, to qualify rules, but it's usually it's even for a second, then lifts from the top of the hill into a sustained grind, and the long run from the last rewards rhythm and low efficient hurdling, and a handy midfield position turning in is ideal. A lot of closers win this race, and I'm going for Supremely West here. Has been brought along with this in mind, and the key is his Cheltenham run in October when he finished 3rd of 17, the big field handicap over 3 miles, shaping like a proper steer for the new course, and the 2 soft ground runs since have been a bit flat. but he's back to his sweet spot now, and if the Skeltons can get him travelling his way to go close, although he is favourite, playing a dirty favourite here, 9-2. And I'm with you on Red Dirt Road, Ben. Classic Pertemps type, lightly raced this season, with a big positive being his previous wins in staying handicaps, including Grade 3 win at Sandown last year, plus an entry handicap as well. He ran well in. He does have a recent non-completion at Sandown to forgive, but latest Haydock fourth was a step in the right direction. And if young John Joe gets him settled early on, he could be a lively outsider at around 40-1. That is Red Dirt Road for me, and Supremely West as well, although it's a bit skinny at 9-2. Friday, finally, onto the county handicap hurdle. It's Class 1 over 2 miles and 1 furlong. Mercia currently, at the time of recording, 6-1 favourite. Krishma is 7-1. Carbo is 10-1. Sinatra 12s. Rock Dino at 14s. I Started a Joke and Amsterdam at 14s. Stormheart at 14s as well. And Bones on Fire is 16-1. 16-1 bar those as well, Ben. What do you think for the county hurdle on Friday the 13th?
Yeah, the county hurdle. It's become a proper difficult race to figure out on the trends front in recent times. You often get quite a few meeting the profile previous winners come final decks time. It's been dominated by Willie Mullins and Dan Skelton in the last 11 renewals. Mullins has won 6 of them. Dan Skelton has won 4 of them, and Peter Fye threw in a winner in 2021 with Belfast Banter just to mix things up a little. Mullins and Skelton have also supplied 20 of the 44 winning place horses in the last 11 years. Mullins is responsible for 14 of the 44 winning place horses in the last 11 renewals of the county hurdle. So you definitely need to be taking a close look at anything Mullins and Skelton sent to this, likely being plotted up or targeted from a way out. And there are a couple for Mullins that are catching my eye. Mercia is the first, not one that's been missed by the market. She's vying for favouritism currently at around 6-1, as you said, Tony. And I get that. She comfortably picked apart the Grade 1 juvenile at the Entry Festival last season, winning by a wide 6 lengths. She then followed that up with a solid 4th behind Luamba in the Punchestown version. It was 22 lengths and more back to the remainder of the field that day, so it was a solid effort. Her tendency to jump and hang to her right is a little bit of concern. So be interested if Mullins reached for some form of headgear here in the county. So just to maybe try and straighten out that quirk. It doesn't seem to hold her back. But it would be certainly interesting if he thinks he needs to fix it. So that's Mercia. And Carbo. How did you say that one, Tony? Carbo,
I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Carbo.
Yeah.
Is the other Mullins horse that was currently on my radar for the county hurdle. He finished well beaten in the Supreme last year, but he was unfancied for that at 40-1, so no real surprise he didn't land a blow. He improved on that with a fine third in a Grade 1 at Aintree. And this solidified that effort with a solid third in a Grade 1 at Punchestown. He's only been seen once this season, when finishing a close second in the Limestone Lad hurdle at Naas, but he banged in a career best effort on RPR ratings against a race-fit rival. And he should have plenty more to give here on his handicap debut, which itself makes him even more interesting because since 2020, William Mullins has sent 12 horses to the county hurdle that were making their handicap hurdle debuts. If you look at those that started at an SP of 12-1 or less, had no more than 3 career wins, you see Mullins has had 6 that fitted that tighter profile. 4 of them won, and one of the others came second. Carbow is currently 10-1, 8-1, so he's almost certainly fitting that tighter Mullins angle. And Carbo, I don't know, I'm just going to call him Carbo.
You're all right, you're doing all right.
Carbo is what.
Carbo.
See, the thing is, I usually listen to the racing with the commentary off.
Yeah,
so I often don't hear what they're called. I just, whatever I fancy calling them. So Carbo is where I'd be leaning towards right now for the county hurdle. I reckon Mullins has possibly had this race in mind for the 6-year-old for a while. And it is the only entry the horse holds at the meeting. So he either goes here or he doesn't go to the festival, he isn't a horse with multiple entries. So Carbo in the county hurdle for me, for Willie Mullins. What are you thinking for the county hurdle, Tony?
Yeah, I was just looking at Krishma. I was keeping an eye on Krishma because I was going to put him up on TalkSport, my piece on TalkSport on Extra Time with Ben Fletcher. For the Imperial Cup, Krishma, he's not in the final decks for Saturday's race in the Imperial Cup, so he'll be going here in the county hurdle. So I think that's a bit of interest, but I haven't put him up here. He wasn't on my short list, but I'm with you. You just can't look any further, Ben, than the Skeltons and Willie Mullins. The record in this is ridiculous, really, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's hard.
County hurdle is, of course, run over 2 miles, 1 furlong on Cheltenham's new course, and the county hurdle is almost always strongly run in a big field. They roll downhill early, settle briefly, and then the pace lifts from the top of the hill. I've got two. You can't, as I say, you can't look away from Mullins or Skelton. I've got two Mullins horses here. Kopek to me, big talent on his day. He's got questions to answer for this county hurdle, and he was second in a big field, Grid 3 handicap hurdle at Aintree last spring, which reads fairly well, yet his Cheltenham run at the festival was a complete blowout when he trailed in 20th of 24. He's got to improve from that, and a chase fall in December adds risk to it as well. But off 145, he's dangerous, and if he settles and travels, he could go well, but he's not bomb-proof by any stretch of the imagination. And also Zillow, a proper 2 mile handicapper when everything clicks, with wins earlier in the season over hurdles, and he comes in off a handy weight of 10 stone 9. And the worry is his reliability, really, but you get very quiet ones from Mullins, and they do run well at Cheltenham. He's tailed off at Leopardstown and then fell there last time, so confidence and jumping are a key, but off 138 he's well treated, and if he puts it together, in a frantic county hurdle, you need him travelling and meeting his hurdles cleanly, but he could go well at a big price as well, around 25 to 1 for Zillow, and Kopek Demi at 20 to 1, the two Mullins horses there. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing PodBlast, and very best of luck with your bets at this year's Cheltenham Festival 2026. We'll see you all again, and in the next episode of the Racing PodBlast. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, Tony.